Money touches every part of our lives, from the food we eat, the home we live in, to the dreams we chase. But for many people, money isn't freedom. It's stress. The truth is, it's not always about how much you earn, but how you handle it. Tonight, we're going to uncover 9 financial habits that quietly fuel your stress and anxiety and what you can do to break free. Because peace of mind is priceless, and it begins with the way you treat your money. Step 1. Overspending beyond your means. We live in a world where it's so easy to spend money we don't actually have. One swipe of the card, one tap on a shopping app, one click on a buy now button. In that moment, it feels exciting, even rewarding, as if you've just given yourself a gift. But what happens after the thrill fades? The bill arrives, the balance grows, and suddenly the weight of debt presses on your shoulders like an invisible burden. Living paycheck to paycheck because of unnecessary spending doesn't just drain your bank account. It quietly drains your peace of mind. You begin to worry about every unexpected expense. You dread checking your account, and that anxiety follows you into every part of your life. The truth is, overspending is never about the object you buy. It's about filling an emotional gap with a temporary fix. But here's the good news. Peace begins the moment you choose awareness over impulse. When you pause before you purchase and ask yourself, do I need this, or am I just chasing a feeling? You take back control. When you set boundaries for your money, you set boundaries for your stress. Overspending is a habit that can be unlearned, and every intentional choice you make is one step closer to financial freedom and emotional balance. Because true peace doesn't come from buying more, it comes from needing less. Step 2. Ignoring your budget. So many people hear the word budget and immediately think of restriction, of rules that suffocate joy, of a prison that keeps you from living freely. But the truth is the exact opposite. A budget isn't a prison, it's a map. And without it, you wander blind, unsure where your money is going, always anxious about whether you'll have enough to make it to the end of the month. That constant uncertainty eats away at your peace of mind because your money feels like it's controlling you instead of the other way around. Think about it. When you don't track your spending, every unexpected bill feels like a disaster, every choice feels risky, and you start living in fear of the unknown. But clarity is the antidote to that fear. A budget shines a light in the dark, showing you exactly where you are, where your money is going, and how you can get to where you want to be. It gives you back control, replacing anxiety with confidence. And it doesn't have to be complicated. It can start with something as simple as writing down your expenses or setting aside a little each week for savings. The moment you stop ignoring your budget is the moment you stop drifting aimlessly and start moving with direction. Because financial peace doesn't come from having endless money. It comes from knowing exactly how to use what you have. And that clarity is freedom. Step 3, relying too much on credit cards. Credit cards can feel like magic. A swipe, a tap, and suddenly you have what you want without feeling the sting of money leaving your pocket. It feels convenient. It feels powerful, almost like free money. But behind that illusion is a trap that silently builds stress brick by brick. When credit becomes your lifeline instead of a tool, interest starts piling up. Balances grow larger than you expected, and suddenly the future you were working toward is buried under a mountain of debt. What once felt like freedom now feels like a kingdom, and the constant worry of how you'll ever pay it back keeps you up at night. The truth is, credit cards are not the enemy. Misuse is. When you rely on them for things you cannot afford, you're borrowing peace from tomorrow, and tomorrow always demands repayment with interest. But when you shift perspective, when you start seeing credit as a tool to manage wisely instead of a lifeline to depend on, everything changes. Paying off balances in full, using them only for planned expenses, and resisting the temptation of impulse purchases transforms credit from a source of stress into a source of confidence. Because true financial freedom doesn't come from swiping without limits. It comes from knowing you're in control of every choice, every dollar, every step toward a life of peace instead of pressure. Step 4, delaying bill payments. At first, delaying a bill might feel harmless. I'll pay it tomorrow. It's no big deal. But tomorrow turns into next week. and soon the weight of overdue notices and late fees starts to pile up. Every unopened envelope feels heavier. Every reminder email adds another layer of stress. And deep down, you know that procrastination is costing you more than just money. It's stealing your peace of mind. Each late payment chips away at your confidence, leaving you anxious about phone calls from creditors or worried about your credit score. And the stress doesn't stop there. It follows you into your work, your relationships, even your sleep, because your brain never truly rests when there's unfinished business lingering in the background. The truth is, paying bills on time isn't just about financial responsibility. It's about emotional relief. It's about giving yourself the gift of clarity, of knowing that you're on top of things, that you're moving forward instead of falling behind. And here's the powerful shift. When you make a habit of facing your bills immediately, you flip the script. What once was a source of dread becomes a source of pride, a reminder that you are in control. Because financial peace isn't found in avoiding responsibility. It's found in meeting it head on and freeing your mind from the weight of what's overdue. Step 5, not saving for emergencies. Life is unpredictable. A car breaks down, a medical bill arrives, a bush suddenly disappears. And when you don't have an emergency fund, every surprise feels like a disaster, sending your stress and anxiety into overdrive. It's not just about the money. It's about the feeling of being unprepared, of knowing that one unexpected event could pull everything apart. That kind of fear lingers into the back of your mind every day, making you restless, distracted, and constantly worried about what if. But imagine instead having even a small safety net, a little fund set aside, not for vacations or shopping, but for peace of mind. Suddenly, problems don't feel like the end of the world. They're just bumps in the road that you're equipped to handle. Saving for emergencies isn't about having thousands overnight. It's about starting with what you can, even a few dollars each week, because those small choices grow into strength. Each deposit into that fund is more than money. It's a message to yourself. I am prepared. I am capable. I am safe, Mom. And that feeling of security is priceless. Because the truth is, peace of mind doesn't come from hoping nothing goes wrong. It comes from knowing you can handle it when it does. Step 6, no clear financial goals. Imagine setting out on a journey with no destination, no map, no plan. You'd wander endlessly, second-guessing every turn. That's exactly what happens when you live without financial goals. Money comes in, money goes out, but there's no sense of direction, no progress you can see. And in that void, stress quietly grows, whispering that you're always behind, that you'll never catch up. Goals give money meaning. They transform it from something that slips through your fingers into something that builds your future. It doesn't matter if the goal is big, like buying a home, or small, like saving for a weekend trip. What matters is clarity. Because when you name your goals, every dollar has a purpose, and every step forward becomes a victory. Without goals, money controls you. With goals, you control your money. And that shift alone can turn financial stress into financial confidence. Step 7, comparing yourself to others. Scrolling through social media, you see someone's new car, someone's luxury vacation, someone's perfect home, and suddenly your life feels smaller. Your bank account feels emptier. Comparison is a thief that doesn't just steal joy. It fuels reckless spending, pushing you to buy things you don't need to prove a life you don't even want. And the cruel truth is this. What you see online is never the whole story. It's a highlight reel, often funded by debt, stress, and sleepless nights. Every time you measure your worth against someone else's possessions, you dig yourself deeper into anxiety. But when you step back and realize that your journey is unique, that peace is wealth too, you reclaim your power. True financial freedom isn't about having what they have. It's about living aligned with what you value. The moment you stop comparing is the moment you start breathing again. Step 8, avoiding financial education. Many people treat money like a monster in the dark, something to fear, something too complicated to understand. So they avoid it. They don't learn about saving, investing, or budgeting, and in that avoidance, fear multiplies. Because the unknown always feels bigger than it is. The truth is, financial education isn't about becoming a millionaire overnight. It's about giving yourself the knowledge to make choices without panic. When you understand how interest works, you stop falling for debt traps. When you learn about investing, you see opportunities instead of risks. Knowledge is light, and with light, fear fades. Avoiding financial education keeps you powerless, but learning even one small step at a time builds confidence. You don't have to know everything today, but every lesson you learn is one less thing to fear and one more brick in the foundation of your peace of mind. Step 9. Ignoring self-care because of money stress. Money stress can be so consuming that you start sacrificing everything else, skipping sleep to work overtime, ignoring health checkups because they cost money, missing family time because you're too worried about bills. But here's the hard truth. What's the point of financial success if you lose yourself in the process? Stress that goes unchecked doesn't just damage your mind, it breaks your body, and no amount of money can buy back lost health. Caring for yourself isn't a luxury, it's a necessity, and it doesn't have to be expensive. Resting well, eating better, exercising, spending time with loved ones, these are priceless investments that protect both your mental and financial future. Because when you're healthy, you make clearer decisions, you handle stress better, and you build resilience against life's challenges. Ignoring self-care because of money stress is like burning the candle at both ends. Eventually, you run out. But protecting your well-being means protecting the wealth that truly matters, your peace. Money is more than numbers in a bank account. It's energy, it's freedom, it's peace of mind. And the truth is, these financial habits we've uncovered may seem small in the moment, but together, they shape the way you live, the way you feel, and the way you dream. The good news? You don't need to fix everything overnight. Start small, pay one bill on time, save $1 for emergencies. Write down one financial goal. Every single choice, no matter how small, is a brick in the foundation of your future peace. Because breaking free from money stress isn't about perfection, it's about progress. So let me ask you, which financial habit will you choose to change today? If this video gave you value, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, not just to support this channel, but as a promise to yourself that your financial health and your mental health both matter. Remember, money should be a tool, not a trap, and you are worthy of a life not driven by stress, but filled with balance, clarity, and freedom.